Hey guys, welcome back to markdillon.com. If you haven't checked out the new markdillon.com, by the way, I hope you will. There's lots of really cool things on there. Lots of kind of the new themes coming out of the industry, all that good stuff, the hottest models. There's a sex store on there, which is kind of cool because I get a lot of you will send me an email asking me, do I have a toy that I recommend, or what's a great way for a beginner to get to learn to bottom, and all that good stuff. So there's tons of toys. There's lots of gear if you're into the fetishy stuff. We have a special section just for that. There are also some of these video blogs on there, which deal with more adult type topics that I don't have available publicly on YouTube. So there you go. I hope you'll visit the new markdillon.com, and there's some exciting new features on the way, which are actually in development right now. Some really cool and very unique things. So there you go. Today's question is from Justin. He says, "Hey Mark, I'd really like I really like your advice videos. Just curious if growing up you were ever bullied. Mississippi must have been a tough place to be gay. If you did get bullied, how did you deal with it? Thanks, Justin." Justin, well, yes, it is true that Mississippi is not the easiest place to be gay. It's certainly improving, though, even from the time I was a kid in middle school and high school. I was never really bullied because I wasn't obviously gay. I'm sure there were some people who thought it, but I was not out. I was, fairly quiet, kept to myself. But I also didn't get bullied because I was very athletic, always lifted weights from the time I was a kid. My grandpa bought me my first weight set at like 9 or 10. I loved boxing, I loved wrestling, all that good stuff. So I was really fairly a tough kid. And I was never scared to defend myself if somebody did get in my face or something like that. So I was pugilistic, but I never went out looking for trouble. Very quiet, very studious, kept to myself. Um, but no, I was never really bullied per se. Of course, as a kid, everybody has, you can never eliminate somebody saying something mean to you or not liking you or whatever. But in terms of actual really direct bullying, whether it be physical or verbal, no. Of course, when I was in middle school and high school, we didn't have all the social media and stuff and cell phones now that a lot of the younger kids do. So you didn't have the cyberbullying, which is certainly becoming a big, big problem. Um, and these days it's just you can't go around worrying about what other people think of you and all of that. And to a large extent, unless somebody is physically bullying you or directly trying to cause you harm, a lot of it, they only have power to the extent that you let them. And sometimes I know that's easier said than done. And I was luckily born with a personality that, I'm very even keeled. Very little bothers me. I'm very pragmatic, so I realize that very little of it makes any difference anyway. There's always going to be people in the world who don't like you, and most of the time it's not merited, but who cares? You should spend more time focusing on the people who do like you and the good friends that you have and all the wonderful things that life has to offer you, and not letting some bully drag you down if that's something you're going through, Justin. Um, I would say if you wanted some advice, first and foremost, if it's really severe bullying, you certainly want to talk to whoever is an authority figure in that situation. If you're in school, your principal or a teacher, something like that. And something that most people don't think about, but bullying goes on in the workplace all the time. Um, and in that case, you would want to talk to a supervisor or your boss, because you should be able to go through your daily life without concern that somebody is trying to really just disrupt the enjoyment of your life for no reason. Um, I I certainly think that if it's physical bullying, if you feel like your physical safety is in jeopardy, not only should you contact an authority figure within that situation, but you should file a police report. I really very rarely would ever recommend that you physically retaliate against a bully, because most of the time they're either bigger than you or stronger than you, and you're at a disadvantage there, and you could get yourself hurt. But definitely, physical bullying, I think, is the most serious in terms of the immediate threat to your body. But if it's verbal bullying, cyber bullying, it's tough. But to a large extent, you can control how much impact you let that have on your life. The more you condition yourself to dismiss this kind of thing, the better off you are. Um, you know, there are some mean-spirited people out there, really horrible, that spend their life trying to bring other people down, and that's really a sad way to live. You have people who go out, they look for trouble like there's a reward for it. And and they enjoy the interaction of seeing you get upset, or they enjoy the back and forth. So just you don't give them that, and it's not worth it, because life will give you so many wonderful things to enjoy. Don't let yourself be brought down by other people's negativity. And there's also the fact that even if somebody doesn't like me, or somebody says something hateful to me, whatever it may be, often I feel sympathy for that person, and I think, how sad is it to have that much hatefulness in your life? You must not have anything good going on if you focus on negativity and trying to bring other people down. So I feel sympathy for people in that regard, because you never know what's going on in somebody's life. The kind of they maybe have experienced all kinds of disappointments. They're bitter, and often they lash out at the people who represent the things that they can't achieve or they can't do. For example, why do you think so many young, studious kids are bullied by the bigger, dumber kids? Because those studious kids represent something that those other bullies can't be, or that they're not able to be at the moment. And it's the same thing with adults. Sometimes you see somebody who becomes very successful, and then all of a sudden you've got these, you know, uh, very often cyber bullies who spend endless hours talking about, why so and so doesn't deserve this amount of success, or this actor's not talented, this singer's not talented. That's all a form of bullying. When you spend your life trying to detract from somebody else, that's bullying in one way or another, even if it's not directly towards that person. Um, so, Justin, that's my advice to you. Report it to an authority figure. Don't engage in it. It's not worth it. As the old saying goes, if you fight a pig in the mud, you're bound to get dirty as well. And that's true with going back and forth with a bully. Don't find yourself sending endless Facebook messages or Twitter messages back and forth with this person. Like you read about some of these like high school stories of bullying, and there's these huge threads of people going back and forth, insulting each other. And ignore it. Keep the negativity out of your life. Focus on good things. The world offers you so many wonderful opportunities, great people, good friends. Surround yourself with them, and that will become a great insulator from the rest of the trolls that are out there harassing you. So I hope this helps you, Justin, and if you're dealing with the bullying, good luck to you. And don't be scared to report it. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Remember to check out the new markdillon.com if you haven't already done so. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.